Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Anoj Subedi from Nepal, and my master's project is focused on assessing the historical impact of climate on the defoliation of boreal stands by spruce bottom. And this project is supervised by Professor Miguel Montero Girona and Philip Marchand. Talking about the context of my study, we all know natural disturbances are greatly affecting the structure of boreal forest, and the ecosystem are being damaged, being changing the pattern day by day, and the frequency and severity of different disturbances are likely to increase in the boreal zone. Some other global changes like climate change and other disturbances are making the host species more vulnerable to the defoliation caused by the spruce bottom. This spruce bottom, recognized as the major defoliator of North American forest, is making the boreal forest more vulnerable. So seeing over the last century data, we can see through this graphical diagram from the beginning of the 19th century to the end of 1960s, the impact of spruce bottom was quite long and moderate. But after the 1970s, the severity became short but more severe. Thus, we uh, began to uh, hypothesize that the changing global patterns like climate change and any other global changes in the commencing or in the initial phase of this spruce bottom outbreak will increase the defoliation on the boreal stands of black spruce. Therefore, it has become mandatory to identify the effect of interaction between the spruce bottom and the climate on the growth of boreal stands, the majorly on the black spruce. So our major objectives are focused on evaluating the trend and impact of climate on spruce bottom outbreaks during the last century, and we'll be reconstructing the spatio-temporal patterns in Quebec. The study area includes boreal zone of Quebec, and it is the boreal zone is dominated by pure black spruce on the northern sections, whereas on the southern part, it is dominated by mixed forest of white spruce, fir, and other broadleaf trees. The diagram shows the location of study sites in Quebec, Canada, and this different colors depicts the various original datasets which we will be using in our methodology. And in methods, we will be using the dendroecological data, and this dendrochronological time series data will be obtained from the Quebec forest inventory. Plus, we will be doing some additional complementary fieldworks, and we will be sampling approximately about 30 black spruce stands. And we'll using the crystal probe, we will be analyzing the tree ring growths, and this tree ring pattern of the sample trees will be cross-dated to analyze the effect of climate on the defoliating action using the past projects. And secondly, modeling. We will use the climate data sets during the last century to model climate normalized growth in the absence and presence of spruce bottom outbreak. The presence of spruce bottom outbreak will be determined by the Ministry of Forest, Fauna and Parks of Quebec, and we will thus compare the estimated impact or the effect of climate on the loss of growth of black spruce. And additionally, the dynamism in climate parameters like precipitation, temperature will be evaluated to identify the relationship between this climate and the affected trees, and we using the least linear regression technique. And we hope our major contributions will be that this study will evaluate the effect of climate during the outbreak period on the growth of black spruce over a century, and we will also be able to extract the rate and extent of impact of the defoliation insect. Additionally, the interaction between the climate and the black the spruce boreal on the defoliation of boreal stands will be identified. Plus, the ecological shifts brought by this by the climatic impact will be identified at a spatio-temporal scale, and more importantly, the results from our project will help to predict a general trend in the range of, and severity of future outbreaks. Okay, this is it. Any comments and constructive suggestions are highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Anoj. Are there any questions or comments as he suggested? Okay, so we have a question from Dorian. Do you think that areas impacted by defoliation are more fire vulnerable?
I think this fire may have already impacted the stands, or it may be chance that after the defoliation, the forest become more vulnerable to the fire. I guess so. No, I'm currently and it's been asking, did you observe fire scares during fieldwork? Actually, I'm in Nepal and we will be continuing this project beginning from this winter. I'll keep updated. Thank you.
So you're going to be looking for fire scars around?
Really, I don't think we'll look for this fire scares, but if we observe, then I think it will be beneficial to record these findings.
Cool. Are there any other questions for Anoj?